Was good with it. Was good. Yeah, I don't know, man. This hopefully there's some people online. It's hella late right now, so um, cause I was trying to do a Q and A, but it's kind of late, so I don't know if people are up, but I don't know. Yeah, but usually when you fast, really, when you fast, it's hard for you to go to sleep. Like the longer you fast, the more harder it is for you to go to sleep. So that's why I'm up right now, because I don't sleep that much. Because when you don't eat that much, you don't get that tired anymore. Or when you do get tired, you still get tired, but it like you'll go to sleep for like 2 3 hours, and then that's all you need. So that's why I'm up hella late, and that's why I be getting up hella early, because when I'm fasting, I don't get tired really. Like I get tired, but I only sleep for like 2 to 3 hours, and I'm straight. So I'm up, and I'm just, which is good, because once you start really getting into this lifestyle, then you have more time out of your day to do things. Like all these people saying, "Oh, time's speeding up," but then if you're able to wake up hella early and not need that much sleep, then you're able to get more shit done. Yeah, but I'm on day 4 right now, and I'm just chilling right now, man. But I want to talk about this health industry. That's one thing I really want to speak on about this channel. I want to expose the health industry, because a lot of people don't understand how important it is for you to start taking care of your health and cleansing your body. You really want to start cleansing your body, because a lot of the shit you guys are eating and consuming. It's like this is where I got my, like a lot of you guys say, where did you get your fuck bangs from? For all you guys don't know what a fuck bang is when I usually will get food and I throw it away and it'll be perfectly good. But the reason I got it, it wasn't just I started doing it. The reason I'm gonna tell you guys why I started doing it is because when I was going through this yogic process and building up energy in the body, I will go and I will buy food, or I'll get food, and when I get it, it doesn't taste the same as before, so I end up throwing it away. And then people will be like, "Why you throwing that shit away? You're just wasting food and shit." Because I thought I would like it. Because like right now, I'm in a state right now where I don't like. If I eat anything, it has to be very very high quality, or it has to be produce. Like if it's like steak, meat, rice, beans, and junk food, it has to be high top tier quality, like 5-star restaurant type shit, or some shit I make with like the finest ingredients. Like I can't even really get ingredients at the grocery store. I have to go online. That's why I don't even eat. Because if I eat most of this shit, it's disgusting, and most of the time it'll make my stomach feel kind of queasy. Like I had some fucking noodles, I think a couple weeks ago, like the cheap ass noodles, and I had to make myself throw that shit up, because that shit just was fucking. It was fucking up my stomach. I felt nauseated after eating it, because I'm able to taste the chemicals, because my body is so cleansed. So, like, how I came up with the fuck bang was I would get shit, because I in the during this process it's happening real time. So I'll be eating foods that I was just eating 2 weeks ago, and then and then I eat it as I'm doing this process, and then I don't like it, and I thought I liked it, and then I would just throw it away. So that's where I got the fuck bang from. So that's when I started doing the fuck bang, and then I just started throwing this shit out, because like I don't like a lot of shit. And as you start being on this path, you're gonna start realizing like a lot of food that you used to consume, you can't even consume it, because it's gonna make you feel nauseated, it's gonna make you feel queasy, it's gonna just make you feel like shit. So I don't even eat shit right now. Like I can't really eat anything, and if I do, it has to be something like something fresh, like some produce or some fucking. But like that's something we need to start doing though, is taking care of our shit, because a lot of you guys don't understand, a lot of the shit you're consuming, that shit's accumulating and it's building up, and it's a ticking time bomb. And and I'm not saying that everyone needs to be breatharian and everyone needs to not eat. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do, but the thing is though, if you're gonna eat and consume, at least be like somebody spiritual. Like there's a lot of spiritual teachers out here that are talking a lot of real spiritual shit, and it don't even matter, because what they're speaking, and when if that shit does catch up to them, it don't matter, because they're doing the spiritual work. So like if you're gonna at least doing the spiritual work, and you're a strong spirit and you doing the work and you eating normal shit, it don't really matter, because if you put in the work and then something happens, who gives a fuck? But me, this is my spiritual path. Like me being healthy, that is spiritual. If I'm not healthy and if I don't take care of my health, then I become a demon. I become problematic, and it's an issue for me. And it's like I'm a low vibration. So like everyone's different. That's what I'm saying. But if you somebody who's just a regular sheep and you just go to a 9 to 5, you come home, then you need to be taking care of your shit. You need to heed the information, because you got something to lose. Actually, you got something to lose, because you're gonna just end up coming back here, because you're not on no spiritual path. So when you die, you're gonna end up having to reincarnate into the same fucking type of situation. You're not gonna evolve and advance, because you didn't do shit in your mundane life. So you should heed the message. You're not, unless you're like putting in spiritual work and shit. And like at the end of the day, it's good for everyone to take care of their health at the end of the day. But that's my main message that I preach, is taking care of your health. That's very important. I feel like that's one of the most important things, because if you don't take care of your health, then how can you do anything fucking else? If I come and get a knife and I rip your tongue out and I cut your eyes out and I fucking stab you in the fucking chest, that's a fucking health problem. You see what I'm saying? So health is damn near the most important, because obviously the spirit and all that non-physical, that's most important. But if you're in the physical, you came down here for a reason, then you need to take care of this so you can at least be able to attain the business of your spiritual purposes and shit. You see what I'm saying? That's why, like, a lot of people really need to start hearing this message, because it's to a point right now, like when I see people eating a lot of dense, heavy foods and shit, and like I seen like this lady fucking loading up shit in the grocery store, a whole bunch of food in a cart, and I felt sad internally. I felt sad, like damn, they're dependent on this, and like it kind of made me feel sad, because I don't need that shit. And then I see all these other people, and like a certain part of me just feels kind of sad, like when I see people like needing all this food and needing to consume all that shit. So it's like, it is what it is, though. It is what it is. But like I said, like I'm gonna stay on my path. I'm gonna keep this shit going. I'm gonna keep this shit going. A lot of what makes me be able to keep going is like when I see, like when I was getting, like if I feel like I'm getting attacked, because usually when I go on a long fast, at least the last fast I went on, and to remember after day 3, I was getting a lot of attacks from family members and from people around me, just situation. And that motivated me to keep going. So usually because me, I'm very like stubborn in a way. So I will, if I want to be motivated to do something, I let the anger I have motivate me to do what I have to do. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm able to go hard at what I do. And I have so much knowledge, wisdom, and whatever I do, I try my best to go hard, because I have a lot of anger in me, and I just channel that anger to making me become great. That's why I was able to do my fast. That's why I'm able to have a lot of wisdom, knowledge, and just be who I am, because I have to channel my anger to make me a better person, because if not, I'll probably be in jail somewhere, or I'll be in a situation I don't like. So I have to channel my shit. This is why like I can't be here, especially right now. I have Sun in the 7th house. So and right now Saturn's in Pisces, and it's afflicting that. So I have to be very careful with who I'm around, because I'll create a situation where like I may get fucked up, or I may fuck somebody else up. So like that's why like at this point, because I'm very analytical, especially because Saturn's in Pisces and it's in my 7th house. The Pisces in my 7th house. I'm very analytical to who's around me. And if you're somebody around me and I don't like your energy, I get away from it. I don't disrespect you at all. I don't disrespect people. Like there's no point unless you disrespect me. Because at the end of the day, I'm in my mind in life, I'm looking at what can I do today to get me to where I want to be. I don't give a fuck about showing somebody how smart I am, or I'm right, or what you need to do. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. The only thing I care about is what I need to do. And what I need to do is the most important thing. So this is why when I have people in my circle, in my personal life, like right now I don't have nobody in my circle, which is not a good thing because there's certain things I should have done to put myself in a situation where I'm not here right now. So I'm not gonna say that's a good thing because it's 2023. We're not in 2020. We're not in 20. We're in 2023. So once Saturn went into Pisces, all that other old world shit should have been already done. And Pluto's going into Aquarius next month. Is going into Aquarius, so it's gonna be a whole like change in terms of society. Like society's about to start changing next year. It's gonna be a different fucking world. So, like me, this is why and plus I have a six house. I have a Aquarius 6 house stellium. So once Pluto gets into that bitch, it's gonna be very I'm gonna have to really be on my P's and Q's in terms of dealing with these fucking motherfuckers around me, these bots and these sheep, because if I'm not careful, I might kill somebody or I might end up harming someone or doing something, and then that's gonna set me back. And I can't do that. Well, I'm not gonna I'm gonna kill somebody because I already got rid of those demons years ago where I felt the urge to want to do that, and then I got rid of that through doing my yoga. That's the main thing that really helped me get to a mental standpoint where I'm at today is yoga. Yoga is like that's what I tell people when they tell me where you is because of yoga. That's it. It's yoga and fasting. That's the thing that helped me out in life. Yoga and fasting. Nothing else. Yoga and fasting. But that's just me, though. I'm not saying that that's forever because some fucking idiot. Oh, no, when I did this, and that's you, nigga. Yoga and fat. I'm already intelligent. I'm already smart. I knew everything when I was fucking born. I was the most intelligent motherfucking person. My problem was that all that information and wisdom was blocked because it was blocked because based upon things I did in a past life and certain desires. So certain things have to be blocked so I don't get trapped. So I already knew every fucking thing. I was the most intelligent. It just so that shit was blocked. And when I was doing yoga and fasting, which takes discipline, that's when everything got fucking released. So that was my main issue is yoga and fasting. Even right now, like I need to be a breatharian. And this is why when I go on my fast, I feel a lot more better than when I'm not fasting because this is what I need to be doing. But like as of right now, I gotta be very keen on motherfuckers around me because like with this Saturn right now, Saturn's afflicting my son in my seventh house. So it's like I could feel that shit how it's really affecting me, and it's just so I don't want to get too personal, but there's a lot of things going on. So that's why I'm like on my shit. But somebody said shout out to Robert Hanley. Was good with it. Moon energy might knock. Yeah, I'm up in the morning right now because I can't sleep. That's why I like to be doing my shit hella early. It's good to wake up early in the morning. You have to wake up early. You have to wake up. If you want to be successful, you have to wake up early. You have to. You have to wake up early because when you wake up early, you can get more done, especially nowadays. Because for all you guys don't know, time is accelerating. This shit's about to be going quicker. Like, you guys think this shit's going to slow down and level. No, it's not. This shit's going to go quicker to the point where a day is going to feel like 3-4 hours. Give it about a year or two. A day is going to feel like, because once we all these planets start getting into Aries, like Neptune and Saturn, they start getting into Aries in like the next 2-3 years or three years. Then you guys are going to start seeing like life is going to start shifting because right now Saturn's in Pisces and Neptune's in Pisces. So as of right now, with Neptune and Saturn being in Pisces, everything's more like you can get lost in your illusion. The way you see the world is not really what it is right now. Like everybody's just lost right now. Everyone's a fucking idiot. Everyone's comfortable in a way, and they're escaping what's real because everyone's just in their bullshit. So this is gonna last for a couple more years, probably 3 more years. Then in about 3 years, then you're gonna start seeing this system start hitting the fan. Not because like, you guys think 2020 things were hitting. That wasn't nothing really. That was just like it was nothing in 2020. Everyone tried to act like, oh shit, it ain't nothing because it's just like somebody slaps you and they're like, oh, that was a weak ass punch. Like they'll punch you in the face. You're like, oh, that's a weak punch. That's a weak punch. But if somebody comes and decks you and knocks you out, you're not gonna say it's a weak punch. You're gonna be so busy trying to regain your order. So think of 2020 was a weak punch, and everyone's like, "Oh, 2020, they made us stay in the house, fuck them," and oh my goodness, my business lost money, and look what they did. That was just some weak fucking. It wasn't nothing. The fact that the way people even are going on YouTube and talking about it and complaining about it shows you it wasn't really that serious. Because when somebody goes through something very serious, it's so serious that they don't even have time to talk about it. Just like when somebody knocks you out so much, you don't have time to be like, "That's a weak punch." You're regaining your consciousness. So once Saturn and Aries and Neptune get in here, and a lot of planets in Aries, and that's when it's gonna be like it's just gonna really start hitting people where it's gonna be like no questions about it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and this is what the time is gonna start really accelerating. Everything's gonna be accelerating, and it's gonna start hitting people like this because the system is gonna start really what you guys call collapsing. It's gonna start collapsing on a major level, and a lot of major shit's gonna be happening when Saturn and Neptune probably might even be a war, because that's a lot of war. It's gonna be a lot of violence as well. A lot of violence. It's gonna probably be a lot of crime. Like the crime rate's probably gonna go up even more, and it's gonna be like a lot of people like murders and the gang violence is gonna fucking probably skyrocket like 3-4 times by the time Saturn and Neptune get into Aries. It's gonna be they're gonna probably have like military. It's gonna be really bad because you gotta understand Aries is a very violent it's very violent and bloody and it's war and nigga knock you the fuck out and do some brutal shit on you, like cut you with a machete type shit like that. That's Aries, and you're gonna see a lot of fucking probably even literally you may see people start because the USA it doesn't like that US energy. It doesn't like that Aries energy. It's a conflict there. Around 2012, that's when they really updated everything and went into Libra around it was around 2011, 2012. That's when they were making the new system what we are in kind of today with social media, um, with the way the world is, because it was a shift. So when Saturn gets into Aries, it's going to be another shift. And we're already going through a shift because we go all these dumbass. Oh, we're going through it. Bitch, we go through shifts every year. We going through shifts all the time. So once we go into 2020, like around the Saturn and Aries and Neptune, and these planets are going into Aries, you're going to start seeing another shift, and it's going to be the opposite of 2012. So 2012 was like the awakening and everything was changing. Once Saturn gets to the Aries, it's going to be like the awakening, but because it's still going to be an awakening, but it's going to be like you should have done the work. 2012 was like everyone gets to start the work and start getting away. And then see, they're going to fuck with my shit now, but the system changed back in 2012. And so everyone was supposed to get on their P's and Q's. But once the Saturn Aries comes, it's going to be another shift. But it's going to be like if you didn't do the work, you're going to go through extreme hell, and it's going to manifest as this is why I said there's going to be more violence. Because if when I say there's going to be a lot of crime and violence, when there's a lot of crime in society, you guys need to understand that it's not just the criminals, it's the victims that is the problem, because the victims create a situation and mindset where they manifest a criminal to be in existence to commit a crime on them. So once we get into certain energies and people haven't done the work, like especially you see these bots out here who they think, oh, I pay my bills and I pay my taxes and I fucking follow the rules and the law and I'm a good citizen. Like, why do bad things happen to good people? Bitch, what's your definition in good and bad and all this shit? Like you might be a really negative person. So this is why you'll see it's like a lot of rich people, they get robbed and shit and they get followed home, and you may think, well, that's a regular nice person. Like, you don't know, they may not be doing what they're supposed to be doing, or they may be very ignorant, and their belief systems create mindsets where they need to get up out of it. And since they're in their ego, they don't want to get out of it and do the work, then the spirit will come and create a situation to humble these people. And all of these situations isn't just like punish anyone, it's to actually humble them to be on the right path. So things will manifest in their life where to show them that it's not about money, it's not about this. And then this is where you have criminals that will get created, and other criminals, they're going through their own shit as well. So it's like everybody's a teamwork. We're all in this like as a team helping each other, but to grow and learn. So you guys got to understand like what's going on. So the reason I'm saying this is once certain planets start going to certain houses and people start really manifesting their bullshit, then you're gonna start seeing uptick in crime, uptick in health problems, uptick in all these fucking things, and they're gonna say it's because of this, but in reality, the core reason is because people don't want to do the work for themselves. So therefore, it's gonna manifest, and they're gonna say, "Oh, it's the government. They're poisoning people. They're making everyone broke and all that." Not really. Yeah, don't get me wrong. They do need to get their fucking ass whooped, but people, you got to take responsibility, because if you blame the government 100%, then you're telling them that they have all the power and that there's nothing that you can do. I don't like to live like that. I like to always feel like I have some type of power, and with that comes me taking responsibility and not blaming everything on them, because they're a wolf. If you leave some beef out for a wolf is gonna fucking eat the beef. You can't get mad at the wolf for eating the beef. Don't leave the beef out there. So it's the same with these bitch ass niggas out here. Like, yeah, we don't like them, but people are doing things to allow them to do what they gotta do. If you're a stupid sheep and you believe in Jesus Christ, you believe in God and all that dumbass shit, then you're a fucking idiot. So now, when you're giving them energy at the church and you want to sit here and live your life, and then you get mad when your life is restricted, bitch, they created your life. Like, you'll see these stupid ass sheep out here. They think it's normal to go work a job and work a 9 to 5, and they'll make fun of somebody. Oh, Gen Z, they're lazy, they don't want to work, and they'll say all this dumbass stupid shit. But then they'll complain about inflation. I'm like, bitch, why would you complain about inflation if you think it's normal to work a 9 to 5? If you think it's normal to work a 9 to 5, bitch, why don't you just work some more, since you like working and get more money? What does it matter? Because you like working, don't you? You stupid ass sheep. Why are you gonna complain about how they run in the system, but you like the system? Like, first of all, you're a dumbass sheep that can't even create your own situation. So you have to go work for another grown man to bring home to your family. And you try to say that you're a man of your family, but you're working for another grown man, building his legacy to bring money home to your fucking kids and your fucking ugly, fat ass, nagging wife that's about to be fucking dead from diabetes. And you think you're a man doing that. Nigga, you ain't no fucking man. You're a stupid ass. So at that point, anything that you have to say about the government, you don't have a right to say it. Even if you think you're right, you don't, because you're an idiot. You don't even know how to create, like, a lot of you guys say, oh, I have insurance, I have car insurance, but you don't even know, like, that whole concept. Like, which, if you were just born into this world, would you be able to come up with a concept of insurance just like that? No, you have to be in a certain mindset, because then you have to know you have a system that has money, and then you have to create the money, and then the money connects to the insurance. But you see, nobody knows how to even think. You just think, oh, insurance is normal, it's here. So you can't even think of things like this on your own. You have to go look at the government and get their definition. But then you think you have a right to say anything about how life is, and you think working a job is normal. You don't understand money is fake. They take your taxes and they fucking launder that money, and they send it to Ukraine and Gaza, and they launder it, and they because all the time they send money out to these countries is not really for the fucking war. It's mainly they launder it and put it in their pockets, because they gotta, like, fucking clean the money and make it look like it's going to something, but they're really stealing it and using it. So that's why America looks like a shithole every year, because the money and the resources that we should be used on the country is not being used, and it's being in the politicians. But that's why you go to certain cities, like, that are like more ghetto, like Chicago, but then you compare Chicago to Beverly Hills, is because the way they run the shit in the city, they run it like how they do in Africa. They don't fucking give a fuck about the resource, so they fuck everything the fuck up. So that's what's going on right now. That's what's going on. And then you got these stupid niggas out here. They think they think it's normal to work a normal 9 to 5. Like, oh, go work and pay your taxes. I ain't shut your stupid ass up, nigga. And then they want to complain. Oh, why are the prices so high? Bitch, the prices need to be high. Your fat ass needs to stop eating Dunkin' and eat more fucking fruit. You stupid fat ass bitch. There needs to be $4 a donut or $10 a donut. Your fat ass needs to stop eating that shit. Imagine if donuts was 50 cents right now. We have a diabetes problem right now. We have a fat ass heifer issue right now in this goddamn country right now. And look how expensive food is. So imagine if it was free, if it was cheap, let alone free. People would probably would be dead right now. It would be chaos. Imagine if motherfucking everything was just free and shit. Imagine hookers didn't charge money. Fucking people eat as much as they want. All the video games. People will be walking zombies. They'd be dead because everybody would be so consumed by stimulation. everything, and everybody will be a fucking retard and probably be dead right now because everyone will be too much into their shit, and it will manifest situations. So like that's something, people are fucking retarded. They don't know a goddamn thing about shit. And I do know everything. People say, "Oh, you know, I do know everything. I know every fucking thing. There's nothing I don't know. I'm the smartest motherfucker. I'm smart and I know everything." And motherfuckers say, "Oh no, you don't. You're laughing." And then at the same time, you could laugh at me, but my situation in my life is gonna turn out as in I find out problems to my issues and I overcome shit more. So at the end of the day, you're gonna see me like, how the fuck does this nigga know this? Because I fucking know everything. Maybe at that time I didn't know, but I knew it because I the fuck. Because you guys think that I just come on here and I just tell you this. Like, real intelligence isn't just coming online and just speaking to somebody. So you got to base your intelligence online. Like, the mind is like a vehicle. And when you are just when your vehicle isn't moving and there's no obstacles coming towards the vehicle, then your vehicle is sitting down. If you got a Lamborghini, that's a nice looking vehicle, but I want to see how the vehicle drives. So once objects start coming at the vehicle, how you able to maneuver and move that shit, that's really how intelligent you are. Not just how you just sitting down and the vehicle just sitting there. Because you can have a nice looking Lamborghini, whatever, but if it has the engines missing, then when it starts driving, you can't move it, and then that's the intelligence. See what I'm saying? So that's how the mind works. Like, so what I'm saying is when situations present themselves in front of you, how fast you can think and how fast you can formulate and pick up that's the real how intelligent you are in the mind and the wisdom, not just based on what you can regurgitate or what you know in your. You see what I'm saying? You gotta how do you can you apply it? Because there's gonna be things within the reality coming at you, and based on how you see it, because every situation, it's just like the stock market. Every market is different. It's never the same. But at the same time, somebody who's good at technical analysis can read it and see the similarities in every one. And because every situation in life is different. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta look at it like that. So I know everything. And then the spirit will create situations where I know every fucking thing. If I have a question or I'm like, what's going on, and then I find a solution to it because I fucking know everything. The fuck, so I know everything. No one can tatify, and no, you can't tell me I don't, because if you're telling me I don't know everything, you don't. That I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you believe you don't know everything, and anybody who doesn't want to say that they know everything can never tell me I don't know anything, because everything that comes out of your mouth could be wrong. Everything that comes out of my mouth is right, because I just fucking told your stupid ass I know everything. So who are you gonna believe? The person who says who knows everything, or the person who says who doesn't know everything? If people have comprehending problems and issues, and then they want to more. And that's the way it's supposed to be. No, bitch, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Look at the fucking world. Obviously, the way it was supposed to be didn't work, because look where the fuck we're at now. All these dumbasses. Oh, we should go back to the 80s and the 90s. Nigga, fuck the 80s and the 90s. Nigga, I'd rather be here than that shit, you fucking idiot. Because in the 80s and the 90s, it was about to be what it is right now, fucking idiot. At least we in it and we have a chance to fix it, you stupid ass. Why don't you want to go to a time where it's about like I'm about to punch you in the face, and after I punch you on the ground, you wished it was like a millisecond before I punched you, so you don't feel the pain. But bitch, I'm gonna punch you in a millisecond, so what the fuck does it matter? You said my skedaddle. Yeah, it was all right then. Yep. Called it the Villy. When they say people are gonna be dying off, it ain't gonna be no mass, because he said motherfuckers dying off, and a lot of YouTube like say, oh, people are gonna die off and all that shit. It's not gonna be like a mass die off like that. It's happening right now. People dying from these diseases, people dying from health issues, people dying from car accidents, all this other shit that they create, these depopulation things, and then they set shit up just so people can die. So people are doing it now. The only thing they're gonna do is they're gonna take it even further, and that's gonna happen by default once they start releasing more technology. They start poisoning the food more. Cause I can't even like I said, like in the beginning of the video, like a lot of the food, it don't even taste the same anymore. Like I can't even eat most of this shit because it don't even taste the same. Like, and this is just like from a year ago. No, like this is not that. This is like just from a year because every year they're changing the food. That's what you guys don't understand. Like every year, this is why it's good to cleanse your body, especially because every single year things get more expensive. The food ingredients and the costs get more. So these companies, they have to keep the prices low. So how they do this is by putting more filler and bullshit in the food. And soon they're gonna put so much filler because there's only so much filler you can add before the taste starts getting affected and the smell. So this is why they're gonna have to start doing 3D printed food because they're not gonna be able to push this food out no more because it's gonna be too expensive. Like even eventually, it may get to a point where you won't even see certain foods that you guys eat anymore. Like for example, there may not be no more M&Ms, or if they have M&Ms, it's going to be a plant-based M&M with like a plant-based type chocolate. It's not going to be the same shit you're eating now because the way they're having the society slowly, it's like they're not going to do everything at once. Everything is a slow process so they can acclimate you to it. So it's happening right now. So each year it's going to keep getting worse and worse. Once we get this Saturn and Aries and Neptune, that's about 3-4 more years of it getting worse. That's when it's going to reach a crescendo. It's going to reach like a peak. And I wouldn't even say peak because they're probably going to be higher than that. But that's when it's going to reach like a certain level where you're going to know what time it is. And by that time, there's going to be so much shit going on. You're not going to be able to look back and be like, "Oh, this is what we were talking." You're going to be in. You're going to be dealing with it because 2020 wasn't shit. They got you believing that's what it was, but 2020, everybody was comfortable. Everyone got paid. The fucking little bullshit 1,200. Everyone got their unemployment and whatever. So everything was comfortable, and you got to sit home. But like as soon, eventually, it's gonna be like some real shit where everyone's gonna be like, "Fuck this government. They're not doing shit for us," and it's gonna be kind of like that's where it's gonna get to, and then that's gonna create a lot of tension, a lot of problems. That's why, like I said, guys, like I remember I ended my 3 day fast and I had some crackers. It was some animal crackers that I had in my thing, and I tried eating that shit. And this is like right after I broke my fast. And when I ate that shit, I couldn't even swallow it. I spit that shit out and I didn't even swallow. I had to wash my mouth out with water. And then yesterday, I remember, or no, yesterday what was it? Last week, I had ate a fucking donut and I had to make myself throw up. I literally had to make myself throw up because I can't, like, that shit doesn't. My body's been too cleansed for so long. So when I eat shit like that, I make myself throw up because somebody had gave me a donut and I ate it. And when I was like nowadays, when I see something and I'm gonna eat it, I kind of feel nervous because I don't know how it's gonna affect my stomach. That's why this is part of the reason I don't even spend my money on any food anymore. That's part of the reason. Like I haven't bought food for over 5 months from a grocery store. Though if I do buy any food, it's because I go to a restaurant and I'll buy like some type of takeout. And I only go to certain restaurants because I don't just go eat out anywhere. I go to certain places that I've been to. I know how they cook the food, and the chef has a energy that's good. So like I don't just go anywhere. So like fuck, what was I gonna say? When I eat now, like I'll make myself throw up if it's something because when I eat it, it'll have a queasiness on my stomach because I can taste the chemicals in it, and the shit that makes my stomach like feel fucked up is usually the shit with a lot of chemicals. Like if I read a box and it has a lot of chemicals that you can, like this hard to pronounce, that's the shit that makes me feel sick. Like so I'll eat some. Let's just say I eat some crackers and it has a lot of chemicals in it. I feel sick, but it has the main ingredients like crackers, bread, and it's very little, not that much chemicals in it. I won't get sick from it. So it's not the wheat and all the food per se. It's more so all the bullshit that they're adding. And like I said, right now they're adding more shit to the food. It's more. This is why the food doesn't taste the same and it's small. A lot of the reason it's small, it's because they cut the cost, but also if they're putting a lot of poison shit in it, they have to put a little bit to not make it so much. Because it's gonna affect people. So you don't want to eat a lot of that shit. That's why it's smaller. That's part of the reason it's smaller, because there's more poison chemicals in it. It's not more food like it was years ago. And you guys can even attest to this shit. The food don't taste the same anymore. You think it, and it's smaller, and it's not, the quality's not there because they're changing the shit. And eventually it's gonna lead to 3D printed food and all this fake ass 3D printed steak, because they're not gonna even, it's not gonna be no shit in the store like that no more. They're gonna start getting rid of certain stuff. There's gonna be like a lot of shit is good, because what's gonna happen, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it's gonna like be, or there's gonna not be that much, there's not gonna be that many resources. Like people are gonna have money and shit, but you're gonna have to like, you only be able to get so much shit. You be seeing people with like a lot of money probably, and then they don't have anything really. And a lot of the things, like, it's good that I'm speaking like this, because a lot of this shit doesn't have to happen. So by me speaking about it, it may not even happen, because I'm putting a lot of energy and letting you guys know. So this might manifest where it doesn't play out. So a lot of this shit, you don't, if you don't see it play out, is because certain shit switched up. Just like everyone was supposed to get this right now, and you're gonna need this to start doing anything, but now it's not, because you see, because a lot of people were talking about it, and it put a lot of energy into that thought, and it made a dent, and made it, and when you think about something too much, it makes a dent. So like I said, a lot of this shit is good that I'm speaking about, so I'm talking about it, so people can like put out, it could be put out there so people think about it, so this shit don't fucking happen. They think they want to go back before screens 24/7, and people are more isolated. Hold on, let me see. They think they want to go back before screens. I don't understand the question, but oh man, yeah. I'm gonna drop the link if anybody wants to. All right, there's the link. If anybody wants to join. Oh, what's good with it? Sunflower seeds without the shells. Yeah, like I can eat seeds. I don't like avocado. I don't like that at all. Only fruit I really like is watermelon and bananas and apples. Besides watermelon, bananas, and apples, I don't really fuck with fruit. That's it. Watermelon, banana, and apples. Like I'm not really supposed, like, when it comes to like fruit and all that shit. Like that's still for me. I'm not speaking for everyone. Because when I talk about fruit, that's for you guys. Like me, I'm not even supposed to be eating that shit. But I don't like to speak like, oh, don't eat fruit, don't, because a lot of you guys need to eat. That's a good step, but that's you on your path. But when it comes to me, and I'm not comparing, I have to make this clear so people don't think I'm trying to tell people that you got to be extreme. No, I need to be extreme. I am extreme. You do what the fuck you need to do. I don't know. You can handle your business. I don't know what you need to do, but I need to be extreme. This is for me. I can't eat fucking fruit. Fruit is dangerous for me. It's bad for me. It's not good. I need to not eat anything. That's me. So like avocado, I can't fuck with that at all. But some people may be good for it. If it is good for you, then you need to try that. And if you're eating unhealthy, then maybe have an avocado smoothie instead of having that milkshake or whatever. That bullshit. Yeah, I don't smoothie anything because I usually, that takes a lot of time. I don't even like to waste that much time with food, to be honest. Like I don't even spend my money on it because at this point I should be a breatharian right now. So even like this whole thought, like it's so bad to the point where when I see this question in the comment, this just reminds me how much that I'm didn't do what I was supposed to be fucking doing, because I'm seeing these fucking comments, and not disrespecting your comment, but like I'm not on this. I'm not supposed to be on a frequency. You see what I'm saying? Like, but like I can say, like, because I that's not, I can't eat anything. That's like me. Every time I eat, it brings me down. And I say this out of like respect, not only for myself but for everyone else, because if I'm when I'm in a state of eating, I get very disrespectful, I get very demonic, I get very angry, I feel full of hate, and I will start having negative thoughts, and my old self will come back again. And that's like, you know how they have the devil and the angel. That's what it is. It's something like that. So I have to not consume anything, and fruits bring me down just like that, because I've been on a state where I was very like high. I was very, my mind was clear. I was very focused, and I was like, because once you start fasting for over 7 days, you get to like 8, 9, 10 onwards, then you start getting high. Like you feel high, but you're not smoking. Like you're not smoking because you're so cleansed. So when you put food in your body, even if it's fruit, it feels like poison, and then your vision gets darker. Imagine coming down from a high. You guys may think I'm just saying it as a no. You literally feel like you're high. Like I felt like I just smoked some shit, and I wasn't even smoking anything when I was on like day 9. Once it hit like day 9, 10, because your mind is so cleansed. And if you have an activated zeal, they call it a zeal chakra, but it's really a point in the neck. If that shit is activated, then you'll feel even more of the high feeling once you're cleansed, because the more cleansed you are, the more energy, because energy flows through the body. But when you have this area activated, then it allows more energy to flow. So this is when you get more knowledge, this is when you get more focus, you get more when you smoke, it actually gets you higher, but you're not supposed to smoke it. Also, if that shit is blocked and you smoke, it could cause psychotic issues. So my shit, it was really blocked, and when I smoked, it caused psychotic issues and shit. So like because it gave me the opposite of it. So that's why, like, as I release this, because mainly this chakra, it's like a fucking point in the corner of my neck, and this is why I was doing yoga, because I had a tight muscle and it was putting a lot of pressure on my nervous system, and it was like blocking energy flow. So as I was releasing that, then I had more knowledge, I had more awareness, my vision was more bright, I was able to do my fast a lot better, and then thoughts that were in my mind, intrusive thoughts and just negative ways of how I thought about myself and things. You know, when you have intrusive thoughts, you can't get rid of, like that disappeared. So it's not like it disappeared. Like I don't remember it. It's I don't give a fuck about it no more. Like, because a lot of you guys trying to forget certain things. It's not about forgetting, because it's about not giving a fuck. Because the same thing that made you depressed, that you keep thinking about, once you're able to transmute the energy, you actually use that thought to fuel your motivation. So it's like the thing that you hated the most is the shit that you're able to actually use to help fuel you. It's hella weird. It's like some witchcraft. So like that's what happened when I got rid of that knot. Like the knot is still kind of there, but it's like before it was to a point where I couldn't even get out of the bed in the morning. Like back in like 2014, 15, like it was hard for me to get out the bed. Like I could get out, but I had low energy, and I had headaches all day, every day, 24/7, and I got used to it. And that's why I was like drinking a lot. But as I released it, I was able to release it, and as I released it, I was able to be focused more. I was able to like be able to speak better and be more in the now, compared to where I was before, when I was more dense. Yeah, the food brings out a negative side of me, because it's not even really the food. What it is that when I'm in a state of not eating, my energy is clear. I have a clear energy, so therefore I'm able to take in more energy within the reality that's already around us. But when I eat, it blocks up those channels, so the energy can't flow. So that's when it can't flow, I'm not getting the energy I need, that I'm getting from the environment around me, and then therefore I can only use the energy that's stuck within me. So now the reality is kind of making decisions for me. I'm not using the reality to make decisions. The reality is making a decision for me. You guys see what I'm saying? Like, so that's what happens when you are on this, when you eat, and you, because once you go through years, because I've been doing this just since 2019. You guys got to understand this thing. I've been doing this just since 2019. All of 2020, I did not go more than like 3 days without eating. That whole 2020, I did not go more than 3 days. I was fasting every week, all the time. There probably been a couple times where I went like 3 weeks without eating, but it was never more than a month. And even when I went those 3 weeks, it was like 2 times. So I've been on this shit doing it. 2021, I kind of slacked out, but even then, I was fasting for like 6 months out of the fucking year. And in 2022, it was around the same amount. This year, probably my lowest, but I was doing it in the beginning. But I've been doing this for a minute. So like it's to a point right now I can go and do like a 10-day fast right now, and it's not a problem for me. Like a lot of people, like it's a problem. So that's what I'm saying. But so I've been doing this for a minute. So when my body is cleansed, like I can't even when I eat, my stomach it can't even get big like that no more because a lot of the shit I cleanse. Because when I was doing these fasts, I was shit and I would shit out like weird stuff, and I didn't know what it was, but that was like shit in your colon that builds up. So when I released a lot of that shit, there was parasites in it, and that's what makes you hungry a lot. Those parasites. So when I was shitting all that out, I started not getting hungry that much. Or when I eat, I can eat because I can go on a 7 to 8 day fast, and then when I end that fast, I don't even eat that much. I can just eat and I'll be straight. Like I feel like I need to consume something probably like a day 8, 9, and then when I consume it, is I want I can't eat more. It's weird. Like I only eat a very little, more less than most people would think after me not going for 8 days, because that's all I need to be satisfied because my body's already used to it. So once your body is cleansed and used to it, then this is why when I eat like fucking top ramen or some other shit or some cookies, my stomach will get I feel sick because I'm cleansed so much from all this bullshit that I actually taste the chemicals. You guys really can't you guys don't taste the chemicals because your body isn't cleansed. So you got parasites and shit. So you eat it and it doesn't affect you because it's like a defense mechanism. Since you haven't been doing it, because that shit is so poisonous, your body's built up a defense mechanism. Because it feels like you need it. Me, I don't need it. So it doesn't need that defense mechanism. So when I eat that chemical, like the top ramen, it gets me sick. When you eat it, it doesn't get you sick. It gets you sick, but you don't feel it. You're gonna probably feel it when you get old and shit, and they're gonna call it, oh, you're old age. Like, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You just eating all that shit all those years, and that's what fucking happened. Because this food's gonna bring out a negative side to everybody. It brought out a negative side of me based upon my actions, but for somebody else, it may bring out a negative side of them as in they get sick. So it's all a negative side it brings out eventually. It just depends on when it is and how it plays out depending on the individual. In the 80s and 90s, people were more connected in person. Well, the way I look at it, yes and no. There's fucked up people in every era. We're not gonna sit here and act like there was no homeless people in the 90s and the 80s. We're not gonna sit here and act like people weren't evicted from their house. Or like there's always been problems, really. It just people like to just go back to where it was. Because even in the 80s and 90s, people were complaining about life and shit. Like they even tell you with all these movies out there, like South Central, Shaft, and all this, like those movies replicated fucking the 80s and the 90s, and there was issues going on fucking back then. So it's always been a problem. Everyone just because human beings they like to complain. You can never a human being is never satisfied. You got to understand that. You can give a human being $1 million. Eventually, they're gonna want 2 million, and then 3 million, and they have every right to be wanting more. But it's like you should be able to get it on your own. Nobody should really give it. So back in the reason I'm saying that is because right now everyone's saying that right now is a horrible time, but then in the next 10 years when it gets even worse, everybody's going to be looking back like, oh, this time would have been like that's what I'm saying. Like human beings are just they're at the end of the day, the only time is great is the time that you fucking make it. If you want a great time, make it right fucking now. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. We can make it right good right now. Like why the fuck we gotta go to the 80s or the 80s? You can make it better than the 80s and 90s. The only reason it's not is because people are fucking retarded and don't want to get with the fucking program. And a lot of people have a lot of karma and ignorance that they have to purge and they can't purge. So that's part of it. And they're going to just manifest situations. This is why we have crime and fucking serial killers, because people are just fucking retarded on both sides. The fucking serial killer and the nigga who manifested the situation of being a victim of the serial killer. Because they did some shit they probably shouldn't have fucking done. I know exactly how I found you, and pretty much this is my third time paying attention to you. Where did you grow up, if you don't mind me asking? I grew up in. I stay in California right now, so that's where I grew up. I've been the whole around the world. I've been to UK, I've been to Wales, I've been to Africa, I've been to. I have family in Atlanta, so that's pretty much what it is. Cause yeah, cause they're shadow banning my channel, so I'm like, I don't know how people found me. I want to know how people found me, is what I'm saying. But yeah, there's a link if anybody wants to join. I doubt anyone will join, but yeah, but there's some deep information I dropped in this video. So all you guys who just coming in, just you might want to rewind this and watch this. I'm not gonna block this video because it has a lot of information in it. I'm gonna just start coming with the information right now. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave all the extra shit because once you start exposing, that's really all you need. I don't know. I was just doing all the extra shit just to act silly and shit. I don't really give a fuck. Actually, not really, because I was cussing these motherfuckers out because they deserve the shit. Because people just be on some bullshit. But yeah. But if you guys haven't already, I suggest you guys start fasting and start taking on this breatharian journey. Especially if you watch my channel, and you resonate with the information. You you not taking care of your health is the reason why a lot of you guys like have a lot of gang stalking. Like that's one thing I noticed. A lot of these people who talk about gang stalking. I'm not gonna say or tell people shit, but I feel like a lot of motherfuckers out here talk about gang stalking. They have other issues they got to deal with, but they're unaware of what they need to deal with. Like a lot of people, their focus is at a point. Everyone's so focused on other things, and in reality, they're not taking care of their health, and that's manifesting as things aren't fruitioning in their life. Because like you're looking at it from, oh, I want to just do this and that, but then you got to take care of your vessel so you can be able to do this and that. People won't look at it like that. They're trying to do that first instead of doing that. Whereas by the time you take care of this, then you're not going to give a fuck about that like you care about it right now. And then therefore that will manifest more because how this reality works is it gives you what you want when you don't really give a fuck about it. That's how it kind of does. And once you start getting into that mindset where you're taking care of this, then it'll manifest. Yeah, I might end this though pretty soon. Been on here for like an hour. Unless anyone got any more questions. Yeah. And I'm gonna be starting a Facebook group, and I'm gonna be making a video showing the group, and I'm gonna be anybody who's on this channel, go over to that group, and it's gonna be about breatharianism, trying to be a breatharian. That's what's gonna be. It's not gonna be about anything else but trying to be a breatharian. That's it. Not saying you can't. Like when I say breatharian, a breatharian is somebody who eats very little or none at all. So if you eat once a month, that's breatharian. If you drink just liquids, that's breatharian. If you just eat fruit and that's it, that's breatharian, because that's still mainly water, and fruit is, to live off just fruit takes a certain level of energy, but it's a small form of breatharian. And from that, you can transition into full breatharian. But breatharian is not just, oh, you don't eat. Breatharian is you not consuming dense foods on a regular basis. So, like once a month you're eating, or once every week. That's breatharian, because your body is going through a major cleanse. You're already on that process. So that's what the group's going to be about. And then eventually you go on to full breatharian. And when you get to that, it's not like you're working out and you're going through pain, and eventually you get there and you just forcing yourself to, it's to a point where it comes effortlessly, like you're doing the energy work and you don't even need food. Like me, like I can go all day without eating and it's not really a problem. And when I do eat, it's very, very small, and I can do that for like every day. So this is part of the reason I don't spend my money on food, because like I can just go and steal the little shit I get, and it's hella easy to steal from a grocery store. So I just go and just take it. I don't spend that shit. So they allow me to save money as well, because I save a lot of money in eating. If I do eat it, like I want something, I'll go to a fucking store or restaurant and get some shit. But I don't do that shit, especially now, because all this shit's disgusting as fuck now. They don't know how to cook it. Like I remember, even when I went to the store, I went to go get an apple and shit, because I want to get cash back, and I bought an apple for 60 cents, and the bitch had like an ugly ass attitude, and she looked like she didn't want to be there. And I had took the apple and I just threw that shit on the ground when I after I because I bought it with cash back, because I went to go get cash back, and I got it. And I just, when I went outside, I just threw it on the ground, because I was gonna actually eat it, but I just threw it on the ground, because like I don't want this bitch touching my shit, because she had a negative energy. And the funny thing is, when I went into the self checkout, it was another lady that was bringing up the dude in front of me. It was another lady ringing up the dude in front of me, and she had a good energy. And I was like, oh, is it because when I came into the store, I asked the bitch, do you guys do cash back here? And she's like, yeah, we do cash back, but you have to buy something. And in my mind, I'm like, why the fuck you say you gotta buy something, you stupid bitch? Like, I already know you have to buy something. So like off the bat, I could tell she was trying to start some shit. Like why you gotta say that? Like I already know you gotta buy. So I didn't. When I seen that, I was like, okay, the energy is kind of fucked up. So I went and got my shit, and then I seen another lady. She was bringing the dude up in front of me. I was like, okay, this lady's good. And as soon as she got done bringing the dude up, the other fucking bitch comes back and is like, and starts trying to ring my shit up. I guess that other lady would just, she had to go to the bathroom and she was holding it down or some shit. And then and I was like, get the fuck out of here. I didn't say anything. I just got my fucking cash back. And even when she gave me the money, it was kind of with a negative attitude. Like this bitch was like, here or some shit. Like I don't know, it was just hella negative. So when I went outside, I got the apple, I just threw it on the ground and like it went all everywhere. I'm like, I'm not eating this shit, because I don't want somebody negative touching my shit. Because then you eat it, it's gonna manifest a negative situation, or it's gonna make you feel a certain way. You may feel depressed for no reason. All this other shit. Because I don't want that negative energy. Because yeah, people got negative energy, especially you don't want them touching your shit. That's another reason why I like stealing my shit, because I don't have to have somebody touch my shit, and I can just grab it and then leave the fucking store, and it saves me a lot of money too. Because I don't spend any money unless it's from my rent that I pay my uncle every month. That's the only thing I spend money on, really. And or maybe every now and then I'll buy something little if I need to get something, but I don't spend my, because I steal majority of my shit. And I'm doing it. I'm even going harder now, because I know that they're gonna be shutting this shit down soon. Eventually, you're not gonna be. That's what I'm saying. Get in right now and do as much as you can, and take as much. Like I have a whole fucking like 2 garbage bags full of like deodorant, soap, and other whole bunch of shit at one of my parents' house. So it's in the closet. It's a big ass thing. Like two. I got this is back from like 2021, 20. I was just going into because I was just going to Walgreens and shit, and all these stores just steal a whole bunch of shit. I mean, Target, everywhere. I've been doing this shit since 2007. stealing a whole bunch of shit. But like every like last probably like 3 4 years, I've been doing it a lot. But before I used to go before like even like last year, I would always buy something when I leave, and like now I don't even buy anything. I just go in there. I don't even remember the last time I fucking like I put in the wrong pin number because I don't even really go and spin that shit. Like I'll go on the internet and buy some, but I don't go to the point of sales at cash registers no more unless I'm loading money or taking money because I just steal most of my shit. So I forgot my pin and shit because I didn't had entered it for a minute. And then it's to a point where even if it's something that I do want, but I don't like it's locked up or something. I can't steal it or I have to go online and buy it. I'll have the money to get it, but I just don't want to get it. So I'll just I train because I like, and it's good because I train my mind to not want shit. So if I can't steal it, I don't even. It's to a point where like I don't even want it unless it's like something an emergency, like I need it to for some type of reason. And there's very few things that's what it is. So like I actually trained myself to not even want it because like I remember I was gonna spend fucking I think it was I was with some relative or something. I was with my little cousin. I didn't want him to see me stealing. He wanted a banana, and the banana was like 75 cents. And I had my fucking the EBT card. It had like over 700 on it. I didn't even want to. I didn't want him to see me steal. So I was just like, let me just buy it. But I felt so like uneasy buying it, even though it was even though it was 25 cents, and I have like thousands, and I have fucking 700 on the EBT. I didn't want to spend that 50 cents because I'm so used to just stealing it. So I just like distracted him and I just concealed it, and then I just made up a lie or something because I just didn't want him to see me stealing it, but because he'd be probably saying certain shit. So that was funny because I've been stealing so much, so it's the point like I can't like even if I spend 50 cents, I'd be like thinking about like damn, I spent 50 cents. I could have stole this shit. Good, but like this, like a year ago, it used to not be like this. But like right now, I just don't really give a fuck anymore. So like that right now, that's why I just. And what gets me really mad is a motherfucker who gets mad that I'm stealing at a store. Like that's the shit that pisses me off probably more than anything. One of the things that piss me off is like you have the audacity to get upset at me just because I'm stealing from a store. Like bitch, your broke ass don't own any of this shit. You're a stupid fucking sheep working for this bullshit company. They don't give a fuck about you, nigga. You don't even have anything invested in this company. You don't own no fucking stock or nothing in this shit, you stupid ass nigga. If anything, that company probably took out fucking money on your stock and used that money to open up their fucking business, you dumb bitch. Selling that shit back. But yeah, if you go and you steal from them, it's a problem. Nigga, fuck you. And you have the audacity to have an attitude. Fucking idiot. Yeah. Oh fuck. But yeah, guys, this shit's crazy. I don't know why the fuck I did that. It was good with everyone. Oh, what's up with it? My bad, guys. Fuck. I had spit outside and shit. I had spit outside and then my fucking sandals were fucking right there. I didn't. I forgot I left them out there. Yeah, cause I don't like to bring my shoes in here, so I just leave them out. Unless like I'm in the front driving, then I'll do. But in the back, I don't. Yeah, and I actually spit on my fucking shoe and shit. That's hella stupid. Does that like spray Lysol and shit? Yeah, it was good with it. Yeah, I need to start making. I'm about to find somebody who can make beats for me, or because I don't want to keep using their fucking music and shit. Because I'm realizing you gotta like make your own beats and stuff. Because I like, I don't know, like I might have to start buying beats because like most people's beats is trash. Like when I love these rap songs and shit, it's hard for them to find like a good beat, and that's why I don't even like listen to them. They need to hurry up like and bring the AI to make rap music because people are all hating on the AI making rap music because some people can make rap music, but most rap music is trash nowadays, and it's not because of what they rap about and the money and all that. Yeah, even that's part of it, but even you can still rap about it and it can sound good, but they don't even know how to rap about the money and the bullshit. So it's not even about like, oh, they rapping about money and all that, which it is in a way, but they don't even know how to rap about it because even before, like, it used to be good. Then the rap music now is just not good anymore. So it's like, I don't understand. But I'm gonna get some beats and shit. But I can't like I try going on Spotify, listening to some music. It's like it's hard to find something that goes hard. Like I need to make my own fucking music. That's what I'm realizing. I need to make my own music or something, or I need to create my own music. I don't even like making music though. That's the thing. I don't like making music like that. That's just not my thing. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that's not my thing. Everybody has their thing. It's not my thing. Like me, I'm not the type of singer or nothing like that. I'm not no rapper. I don't really even have the voice to do rap. So it wouldn't make sense for me to even because I don't even have the voice to do it. Yeah. But I might start making my own beats though. Like I'll probably do that. Like make my own beats and yeah, that's probably what I'll do. So make my own beats. Yeah. Because I heard they were talking about like the AI to make rap music, and if you think about that, actually is not a bad idea. Because if it because it's gonna get to a point where you'll be able to, it'll be able to make music based on like a song. Like the machine can listen to a song and make the song based off the machine. So if it's a song you like, let's just say from like 10 years ago, it can like make lyrics and make a beat that's similar to it, and it'll be able to replicate it more. You see what I'm saying? So you can recreate a song you like, but it's a different song, but it's the same fucking song in a way because it's a certain vibe in it, and it's not gonna be like even when like the lyrics are gonna be more it's not gonna be people won't have like shit on their. It's gonna be a machine saying the lyrics, so it'll come out differently than somebody because most people when they rap they have to have something on their mind when they're rapping, and most people have a lot of bullshit on their mind nowadays. So that's why most people's rap is trash. But if it's a machine compared to somebody who's trash, then it's not. It's coming from a place for like where rap was good. It could be because it's getting all the information. You see what I'm saying? So it'll come up with something without having like Donald Trump on its fucking mind. You see what I'm saying? Because people always say stupid raps, or they put politics in it, or they'll talk about something that's not important, or like some mainstream shit. So it's not a timeless song. Like, why would you rap about the pandemic or some shit in like 10, well, in like 10, 30 years when you listen to the song, it's not even gonna be, everyone's gonna look at it like it's weird. Like, what the fuck? You gotta make your song timeless. See that's what AI would be good for. Is fucking music and shit. Like who really gives a fuck really? It's not really that important. Like I can understand it not being for certain shit. Like they have robo police and shit. That's gonna be they have that shit, that's gonna be crazy. Damn, everybody fucking left this bitch. That's fucking hilarious. I'm still going live. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Yeah, but I might actually end this live. AI can replicate voices already. Yeah. It's not like people act like this shit is so like, oh my goodness, look what it can do. Like, who really gives a fuck, nigga? That's not really that hard. It's like, no, if you show somebody the telephone and tell them, oh, look at the technology in the telephone, everyone's gonna be like, well, it's a fucking telephone because you've seen it ever since you were born. But everyone gets this fucking like oh moment with this bullshit AI. Like, who gives a fuck about this shit, nigga? It's not even. It's they been can do this shit. It's not even that serious. So like all it can replicate and can do all that shit. And you already had AI if you think about it when you look at a microwave. That's kind of a small version of AI. It's heating your food up. You can heat your a human being can heat its own food up. You see what I'm saying? Like you can use fire and go and put it under a fire and put wood. That's a microwave for the humans doing it. So it takes longer. But if it's AI, it knows how to do that by itself without you having to do it. That's fucking AI. It's intelligent, but it's artificial. So we been had AI. A street stop sign, that's fucking AI. Because it knows when to turn light. Instead of having a human hold up his hand saying go, like it's intelligent to see. It's the same fucking thing. It's just different forms. So now they're just upgrading it where no, it can replicate human beings and shit. Like that's all it is. But they could have done it before, but they didn't want to do it because they didn't want to scare people because of like the certain just things that like they didn't want to like have people scared and they want a society to be in a certain way and they didn't want people like they didn't want society to be kind of like turned off course because of the distraction of AI might have. But now they're bringing it out. That's all it is. It's all the same fucking shit as nothing. Who gives a fuck about that stupid ass shit? Like if anything, everyone should be questioning like, why the fuck was I working all these years if they had a machine that can do all this shit for me? Like I wasted all these fucking years working at this stupid ass place just for you to come out 50 years later and fire me because it can do it by itself. Like, bitch, you should have invested in that shit years ago. Because if you could do it now, you could have did it back then. How the fuck can you do? How the fuck can you have something now and not have it back then? If you could invent a computer right now, if you could have a computer and a TV right now, that means you could have had it a million years ago. You just got to know how to do it. And somebody did know how to do it. It just looked different, probably. So it's like, why the fuck it take you this long? That's what I'm saying. It's all fucking. Who gives a shit about it? It's all bullshit. All this fucking stupid ass technology. Who gives a fuck about this shit? If anything, it should be better than this shit right now. Like, how fucking long have they had 4K TVs out? That you had that shit out for like over damn near 10 years. Like, at least raise the shit to fucking 10K or 15K or some shit. Like, how long they had this fucking shit out? And they still charging people fucking like hella money just for a fucking piece of shit 4K. Where they got like 15, 16, 20K that's like way better and like that shit looks like you almost probably looking through a mirror at something real. It kind of looks like that. So if you're able to like and then that's what I'm saying, it's fucking ridiculous for that bullshit. It's all bullshit. Yeah, man. But I might hit. I might just go right now. I might just go. Yeah, I did my stretch before I did this live stream. That's what I use this for. I had this since 2021. I got this in February 2021. This yoga strap. I use this every single day since February 2021. I've been using this every day. Probably been a week where I didn't have it because I left it. But other than that, I use this shit every day. I stole it from Target too. So I stole this shit too. I remember. Actually, I don't. I faintly remember stealing it. I remember I went to the store though, but I don't remember stealing it, man. Yeah, I had this shit for a long time. This released a lot of blockages. Me using this helped release a lot of blockages. That's the reason I'm probably able to like actually come on the camera and engage and shit because I used to not really be able to come on the camera and well, I've always been able to be on it. Cause I've had a channel since 2013, but I'm more in a focused mind than I was before. But like I said, like right now, I'm trying to take this breatharian thing because that's the main important thing is breatharian. At least for me, it is. Like I said, like I'm speaking for me. And I have to keep reiterating because you got a lot of assholes out here. Oh, he thinks the most important thing. Like, bitch, I don't know what the fuck is you. Whatever you think is most important, that's your thing. What I'm thinking is my thing. At the end of the day, nigga, like life is spiritual. At the end of the day, I don't want to be. I don't want to be too. I don't want to be too spiritual in the physical because when I go into the spiritual, I don't want to be too physical. Because a lot of you niggas got to understand, like, when you're too physical, when you're too spiritual, because a lot of you guys think you're so spiritual that you think that you're doing something spiritual, but it's actually not. That's what you guys got to understand. So, yeah, so you don't want to be too spiritual in the physical because when you die and go to the spiritual, you're going to be too physical and land up back in the physical. Just like you're too spiritual, you're going to land up in the physical and die. So it's like you got to know what the fuck's going on. You say you haven't stretched in a minute, your body is stiff as hell. Yeah, you got to stretch. If you don't stretch, by the time you get old, you're gonna have arthritis and be in a wheelchair and your back's gonna be like crooked and you're gonna be hella like angry and yelling at kids to get off your fucking yard and shit. So you don't want that to happen. So you have to stretch so you don't get to that old age when that shit happens. Yeah, you gotta stretch. Yeah, I stretch every day, but like, sir, I stretch mainly like my neck, my shoulders, my back. That's mainly what I do. I've been stretching out my knees lately too, because my knee it's kind of been yeah. Yeah, my knee was hurting me, so that's why I had to stretch in my knee because that shit was really like because I wasn't stretching it. That's why it was hurting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm probably gonna end this live. Yeah, it's 4 a.m. Yeah, that's crazy. I was watching this video on fucking this lady was all talking about she had a dream talking about time speeding up and it was weird. She said something like, because I don't think time's gonna go by that fast, but she was saying that she was seeing people age within like days and shit. And I wouldn't say days, but it kind of made me think because I remember like right now we're in November and like there'll be people I seen in July. So that's about 4 or 5 months from now. For 4 or 5 months ago. Like about 4 months ago. So there's been people I seen in July, and then I look at them now and they look different, like they aged. And I'm like, damn, that was fast. But then when I look at it, it really wasn't because it was 4 months. So as time goes on, and then what I'm saying is time is like when because 4 months is always gonna be 4 months, but how you perceive it, and that's gonna change. So like that's probably what she was talking about when she was like, oh, the old age shit. You see what I'm saying? Like people not people are gonna age in a day, but because I can kind of see that shit already, like how people aging quick. Cause I'm like, damn, this person, like you can kind of see them aging and like looking different. But when you look back, like you just see them like a year ago, a year seemed like it was yesterday. So it's like, I don't know, it's just weird. He said I'm addicted to gambling. Oh damn. Yes. That's not good. I don't like gambling. That's just too stressful for me. I just couldn't do it. It's too stressful. Like always worrying about. Yeah, yeah. Shit is speeding up. I can tell. Yeah. Like most motherfucking like I don't get how people could like have a life nowadays. Especially like you got children and you got to go to a stupid ass office and work. I don't get it. I just don't fucking understand. You don't have no life, and then you got to commute an hour. Like they're like a fucking all the commuters who live here. They commute like an hour and a half, and they go through like this area, and this every day is like traffic, and the traffic takes at least an hour and a half to 2 hours to get home from because they all come through like this certain like pathway, and they all commute and shit, and it's like. They do this shit every fucking day. I'm like, it takes 2 hours just to drive because with staying in all that traffic. So after your 9 to 5, you got to wait another 2 hours. So you pretty much have like a 9 to 7. If you think about it, because that commute, you're still like doing, you're not fully doing what you can do. You're not at your house. So it's like, and then they got to go home and then they got to deal with the wife and all this other shit. And then they got to deal with like the kids and all this dumbass shit. And it's like, I don't understand. This is why people and then there was a story where this Indian nigga drove his Tesla with his family and shit off the cliff, and I guess like I think he survived and got charged with murder. I don't know what the fuck happened, but like I'm like damn that I can see why and shit. He's crazy. Like he's like fuck this shit. I'm not saying to go and do it or I would do it, but like I can. When I say I can see why, it's not that I would do that because I would never do that shit. But like I can put myself I can like I can understand him. I can understand that in a way. It's not right, but society, he probably was going through a lot of shit. Like they'll sit there and show you shit on the news. Oh, this person, this happened and this happened, and it's like sometimes people have to do what they got to do because they get pushed to a limit. And it's not even that they have to do it. It just they have so much negative energy and karma that they accumulated that it puts their mind and their nervous system in such a state where they can't even control it because it's so out of control. So they end up killing somebody and shit, and they feel like, and then that's where you don't want to get to that point because sometimes it gets to a point where you really feel like you need to do that, and it gets hard to not do that. And then once you get to that point, that's where people make a mistake. See, a lot of these dumbass spiritual people, they'll just make you think that, oh, it's just no, like you don't want to get yourself to that point where you because everything can lead to one thing. So this is why it's always good to not get yourself so you don't get to that state. Because you can, a lot of people, they've reached those mental states where they just want to go crazy and just kill everyone, and that's because they let it get too far. They didn't know how to do the work and know how to really transmute the energy, and then they end up being like they're a victim of their emotions, even though they created a victim by doing what they did. They were also a victim because now they got to pay for that shit. But the person who fucked them up was themselves because they didn't do the fucking work. Yeah, he said fast money though with gambling and stake. That's what's up. Yeah, anything not have to work out this bullshit system. Yeah. He said, "And to have better society." They're all the same society. Animals, all they're all the same shit. It's nothing different. Just like you have all the bullshit humans go through, animals go through the same shit. It's just on a different level. It's still a situation where like why you think you'll go see two birds eating and then you'll see another bird come and try to take its food and they start fighting, or you see animals killing it. They going through the same shit we going through. It's just on a different level. So they still have that niggas fuck with them and people do whatever. It's all the same shit. People think, oh, man, animal is free. And if anything, the animal is more fucking crucial because your ass get killed. Like if you're just a bird, you gotta make sure another predator doesn't come and put its claws in your back and kill you or take some of you. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking brutal as fuck. Animals ain't really. That's not really a good thing, to be honest. Animals don't got like no situation where they can like defend themselves. Like they gotta like be on their own. They don't have no guns and shit. They gotta like. Yeah. He said fuck work. Oh, you work? Oh, I don't think he just said fuck work. I don't think he. But yeah. But the way I look at it, like it's good that people work in a way, at least for me, because when people work, that means they're able to buy the products that I steal. So like I wouldn't be, you guys don't understand, I wouldn't be able to steal at the rate that I am because you guys don't understand. I steal all the shit that I consume, so most of it. So like I've never paid for deodorant in my life. The only time I paid for deodorant was in jail when I was locked up on the books. So all these people, like, they're buying shit at the store. If every single person stole like I stole, then I wouldn't be able to take steal anymore because they'll shut everything down, and it would be worth investing in more like ways to lock everything up because everyone's doing it. But since most people aren't doing it, I can steal more. You see what I'm saying? Because they're actually paying for the shit that I'm stealing. Because if you go to like, this is why when you go to a ghetto neighborhood, they lock everything up and they don't stock the shelves as much because they know a lot of people steal. But you go to a nice neighborhood, it's always stocked because you get less theft. So this is why it's better to steal in the nice neighborhood, because when you steal in a nice neighborhood, it's only a little bit that's being stolen because you're the only one doing it. Because most of the people there, they're buying it. So you could steal a bunch of shit and they'll restock it because they're already getting a lot of people buying from that store. So you get more things and then they don't look at you as much. When you go to the ghetto neighborhoods, it's actually worse because they got less shit to steal, really, and it's more um like people just always looking at you and shit, or not even really nowadays, but it just there's less shit there, and it's fucking yeah. That's why I used to when I was in high school. I used to go, oh, you don't even steal that, you hella stupid, and now it's like I'm glad you don't steal anything because allows me to keep doing it as much as I'm doing it because you're pretty much paying for the shit that I'm able to steal. So because if you were doing it like I was, they would lock everything up and nobody would be able to do it. that's why you gotta like transmute the energy. So yeah, but I'm probably gonna end this live stream right now. I'll probably go on a little later today though. So I'm gonna end it, guys. Peace.